This is my fruit cage. I call it berryland because here I want to grow all the berries, and then the plan was to cover it with the netting. The netting is over here clipped because I had managed so far to fix it only to one side, and didn't have time during the summer to actually fix it on all the sides. Plus I realized that I needed to to fix the netting at the very top, and that would have required additional props, and I didn't have a chance to think about it or to do it. So here I installed the bat and some clematis, so that I was hoping to have very nice and flowering side. Over here I've got a very big josta plant, was given to me by one of the neighbors. Some clematis I've taken already, rescuing it from the council, and some very big clematis which is about 10 years old. I've been storing it in my friend's garden, so that is sitting over there in the corner. Now you can see that there is a lot of very lush grass in here. That was 12 rolls of turf which Malcolm and I installed, well, what is the proper word, installed, spread out in spring, and it actually took off really well. So you can see the edge over here, that is the edge of the turf, and here I had a box with a fig. So that is lavish, beautiful rolls in here. I haven't had a chance to card them properly because I have been working full time during the summer, and yes, I cut them a few times, used the cut grass as mulch everywhere, so but didn't have a chance to do it lately. And now it's raining, and now it's all that turmoil is happening, that barbarian removal of my stuff by the council. So that is the number of my fig trees. Nice fruiting, really beautiful, lavish and healthy plants. And this structure I created over here from the windows I bought from somebody. They wanted to get rid of their conservatory, and I bought those windows from them. Beautiful windows, absolutely intact, double glazing. That was the plan, to create a greenhouse, but the council, Miss Kelleher, the manager of parks, didn't allow me to build a greenhouse. God knows why, but well, everything was very unfair, and everything what council did was very biased and very prejudiced way. So in order to get rid of those materials, she said, oh, you can throw them away, give them to your neighbors. But that was slightly stupid, wasn't it? Because if I bought materials and I wanted to build a greenhouse, then what was the point to give it away or throw it away? That cost me a lot to deliver it, on top of the cost of the windows. So now I was proposed by Miss Kelleher to pay for another delivery to take them to the dump, and I wonder if it's free to dump such big windows. Plus, from the green point of view, why do I need to get rid of the conservatory, of the materials which are reclaimed and can serve me another maybe 10-20 years? So I decided to create a little triangle where I could grow figs. I was planning to cover it with a roof, and the figs would have been sheltered from the wind and would have had a lot of warmth inside. That would have sped up their ripening. So this triangle I called the figwam. Not a wigwam, but a figwam. Here I've got a little pond. I had 2 fish in it, but they've disappeared. Maybe they were eaten by the birds. I'm not sure. There is a beautiful, beautiful flower. Water lily. What a beautiful flower. And lovely yellow iris. So yes, that was meant to give a bit of humidity to the figs in the figwam. The greenhouse, which my neighbors Alex and Matt gave me, and that is unfinished. I wanted to build a glass wall so that I can have a potting little greenhouse for the spring. Now there were quite a lot of that is an apple tree, beautiful pink flash. I think it's called pink love. I don't remember now. And that was bought from the Squires, a very expensive £70 fruit tree on an espalier. And a lot of boxes with berry bushes, which I had brought from Russia by a friend, bought and brought from Russia. They were Lonicera kamchatica. I don't remember. I think it's 6 bushes. Then I had a lot of gooseberries and blackcurrant, which I already moved to Malcolm's plot in order to, well, not Malcolm's, some other people's plots, in order to save them. So that's it. Beautiful patio installed. This here, on this very small corner of my plot, I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had either 4 or 5 roots. 3 of them are absolutely massive. The biggest root was also here, just over here. I was digging it for a few months with the help of a few people I befriended with, actually with help of Tim and Pedro, and then I hired a Polish handyman who was helping me as well, and I had to pay for his work. So that means that extracting the large roots, I damaged the fertile soil. I lifted all the clay to the surface because I had to dig the holes over 1 meter deep, and I lifted to the surface all the yellow clay. So the plot looked absolutely yellow, and I decided to rejuvenate, to create the fertile soil. So twice a year, this is the 3rd year, twice a year I was bringing, in the spring and in autumn, I was bringing about 100 barrels of manure, horse manure with straw, which we receive for free from nearby stables. So that was absolutely incredible work. Daily bringing the manure covered in all the muck, and from top to toe covered in mud as well, because it was raining obviously in spring and autumn. So I was covering the entire area with horse manure and straw. So as you can imagine, a very thick layer of all that stuff resulted in very thin but nice layer of fertile soil. So this about the 6th layer of rotten manure and straw. So you see there are lots of my helpers worms, and the soil is very nice and crumbly. I had 2 frogs sitting there. You can see the indentation over there, two indentations. So the frogs are living here, helping me to combat slugs as well. So and the grass was planted on top of that. The rolls were spread on top of that fertile, newly created fertile layer. So it's a very painstaking process, and I'm sure you would appreciate those who are listening and watching my video. That's why I kept most of the plants around the plot, very precious plants. I kept them in pots because I didn't want them to be planted straight into the clay, so at least I needed to grow a bit of fertile soil so that all the nutrients will be seeping through into the clay surface together with the rain, and while I would be watering them. So that was the plan, and I was going to do it for another 2 years because, as I said earlier, manure after rotting turns into a very thin layer of compost, so it would have taken a few years in order to create really significant layer of fertile soil so that the plants would have really good future life. Apart from that, I have been creating thousands and thousands of liters of compost. You can see this absolutely massive. I think it's, I'm not sure how many liters that compost gives me. I reckon it's 2,000 liters. So these have been emptied already twice, and this is the third compost here. Third time I will be emptying it. Oh well, I was going to, I don't know whether I will be, so it depends whether I win my case against the council. So that what I want to say, that it's a very slow, very painstaking process to rejuvenate that plot, which had been neglected for years and years as an abandoned orchard by the council. So I wonder, where was Mr. Lewis 8 years ago or 10 years ago when he got this job of an allotment officer? Where was he for 10 years? Running around the allotments wearing white shorts, white socks, and a little rucksack, rambling. Where was he? Why he didn't notice? Why wasn't he notified by the committee if he is unable to run around 2,000 plots, as he claims? So why he didn't have good relationship with the committee so that they would notify him that there is a plot which is going out of hand. 15 very large fruit trees were overgrown, creating problem. Then it was abandoned for a few years. I think altogether it was abandoned for 8 years. And then I received it, and now have been tackling it. And what is the result? Beautiful plot in the middle of really hard work to be rejuvenated is getting ripped off, and I am punished. So that is a big question. Thank you.